Hey guys, Betsy Lemare from Wickenburg, Arizona, coming at you. As always, if you like it, please comment. Here to visit, to discuss, put opinions out there, whatever you guys think. Please follow, please subscribe, please like it or love it. Anyway, going with yesterday's post, just talking about rubber bands and magic seats and leading a kid's horse in by a bit shank. So we kind of talked about that. So then that kind of stirred up some discussion and thinking about these horses that we mount these kids on. Again, coming at you in love, not hate or judgment. This is not me saying that I've done everything perfect, because I have not. So, in my instance, so we had a horse, a paint mare that mom owned. Her name was OBD, Bust a Move. She Kelly Conrado literally ran her at Queen Creek one year and set the arena record on her. And then when she got older, Lily was probably, oh, probably 8 or 10, something like that. And mom brought her over and we were putting her on here, and, at my house, had her there for a little while. And obviously gonna get out the old Ace Promazine bottle a little bit on that deal. If it was gonna work, we took her somewhere. And so anyway, we hadn't got to go to many junior rodeos. My ex wasn't too into that. And so we showed up. And first one, I don't know, maybe it was the first one she'd even been to. And so we were at Queen Creek and the outside pen, and ran to the first, got by it, got around the second decent, turned the third, and was hauling the mail running home. And that mare, she really didn't gauge the stop, and neither did Lily. And a friend of mine, I think it was Lee Banning, he was like, hey, that fence is kind of slanted. This is what he was telling me after the deal, and it's hard for those horses to gauge that stop. So that mare hit the fence and shot Lily off the shoulder, over the shoulder, and into the fence, kind of hit her head or her neck right there on the rung of the fence even. It was pretty dang scary. And my husband, at the time, he grabbed that horse and got that kid, and he was scared and he was mad. And he was mad at me. He was mad at my mom. And he was like, you guys think that, it's okay to overmount these kids and all that. And I'm like, no, I don't. It was a mistake. Yeah, it could have happened to any kid at any time, obviously. But that was the first trip on that mare. And he literally loaded the trailer and we left. Saturday morning at the junior rodeo. See you later, Betsy. And then really, you didn't see that kid again, except at the jackpots of the GCPRA rodeos. She was 13 and she cracked out. She was still riding and stuff. She was dang sure running barrels. But then she won the Sherry Survey deal when she was 13 and outran both age groups. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, she was a little older. And I know, like, some of these families, I can tell you a couple families around here that are dang sure hands, in the Marana area, that their dad, they didn't have those kids start entering until they were later, maybe even, they might not even junior rodeo, they high school rodeoed with them. And they roped calves and run barrels, and they're handy. Anyways, so I feel like it would be smarter of me or anybody. I had my kid on some horses when they were younger, some of, not horses, ponies, some of the ponies were total buttholes. I mean, you know how some ponies are. But they weren't unsafe. And then, I don't know. I just feel like these kids, they need to be strong enough, be able to have weight in their stirrups and their balance. They need to be able to stand over those stirrups and ride. And I feel like it's better to put a kid on a horse that's less horse for them and let them ride that horse till they outgrow that horse and then step them up. And I know we all know this, but I just think you got to really pay attention to what you're doing. And we got to remember it's not always in the win and, we want to win. Well, yeah, we want to win. Like, shoot, man. Like, I was in the short go at Prescott, Arizona when I was 8 years old, and the televised round. I was the only one they showed. So I'm not saying an 8-year-old can't ride a fast horse, because if you've been riding horses and you're stepping them up appropriately, and that kid's strong and that kid's got good balance. Like, I was a gymnast. I did gymnastics and all that good stuff. And I rode, Little Pony for 100 years when I was a kid. So I'm not saying they can't ride fast horses or whatever. And I mean, it's always a risk. It's a risk even when you're a big person. So anyway, I think it's better for these little people to be on these horses that are, I don't know, just a little more docile, bomb-proof. I know sometimes we don't know until we know that we did the wrong thing. We would never, as parents, I don't think we would ever put our kid in a harmful situation on purpose. We wouldn't do that. So I think, if you don't know a whole lot, you need to get with somebody that's pretty reputable, to help you. I see a lot of parents, some of them will ship horses to people to ride for a while, and that's great. But if you're going to leave them a long time, and then get that horse and that kid together with that coach and who's ever trained that horse and really work on that. Drop that kid off if it's, a person that you trust. Get to know them, whatever. Lots of lessons. And then I see some people, they'll just go buy one and they get with people that they think are trustworthy, and that's just not always the case. Don't ever be afraid to get with somebody that's been in this business. And I'm not just saying me, I'm saying, there's a lot of us out there. A lot of us that love the Lord. That doesn't mean that's the only honest people out there, but that we're trying to do things right. We're trying to be honest. And not that we've even got the horse sitting here, but we might know of one, or let's just be patient and then let's look for one. Because that's the main thing, I think, is patience. Because sometimes you just run into that perfect horse if you're patient. And if you're not, sometimes you get yourself in a bind and get your kid in a bind, and you never, ever would have wanted to do that. And, nobody wants to do that. Like, I don't want you guys to think that I think I'm, I know everything and I've never done anything stupid, because I've done a lot of stupid crap. So, anyway, just something to think about this morning. Love you guys. Be blessed, and hit the like button. Please comment. Please subscribe.